So people always want to talk about Jeffrey Epstein and what happened on that island and who was there. And I want to talk about a different angle of it because I've been reading through the affidavit of what was going on with Apollo and Leon Black. So I'll explain. If you guys are not familiar with Leon Black, he's the founder and he was the CEO and chairman for Apollo Global Management. He's also all of the money behind Jeffrey Epstein and what he was doing on this island. You see there was payments done from Leon Black to Jeffrey Epstein, personal payments of over $150 million for what they said were tax services and estate planning. I don't know about you, but I don't know who would pay that amount of money, $150 million, just for being a consultant to you personally, right? Additionally, Jeffrey Epstein was on the Leon Black's family's fund, their charitable fund. He was on the board of directors there too. So obviously a tremendous influence, a very strong friendship. And when you start looking at the parallels between him and Adam Aron at AMC movie theaters, there's too many coincidences where I start asking the right questions. So first, let's give you Leon Black. Leon Black from Drexel Burnham Lambert. You guys know that they were bankrupt at one point, shut down by the government, and then they went ahead and formed Apollo out of those ashes. So all these Apollo guys are there. And there's been stories said that there was these parties at Drexel, and they would order some of the the most beautiful Russian women. They would fly them in. And this is all in a book out there, and it's called The Predator's Ball, if I'm not mistaken. And so when you start learning about what Jeffrey Epstein was into and what Leon Black was into, then you'll understand when people start suing Leon Black for all the sexual acts that he did committed. Allegedly, it was rape. Allegedly, it was, massages that they ordered and underage girls rubbing on them, things like that. Same story from the Epstein files, right? So when you go through and you see that Leon Black paid $65 million for one of the cases, so it would go away. Additionally, he had a mistress. His mistress was being paid $100,000 for 15 years every month. So she already had collected like $9 million before she came out and said, hey, by the way, Leon Black raped me on this day, that day. And yeah, she tried to extort him out of $100 million. So because other people were paying, right, for cases that were coming up. And he fought it in court. And yeah, but he still was paying her money. He was still paying her thousands and thousands of dollars. Millions and millions of dollars. So when it comes to paying off people and getting, and avoiding jail, Leon Black has done that. And Leon Black stepped down at Apollo Global Management. He stepped down in March 2021. He was forced to step down after these cases went public and these tweets came out from this Russian model. And when you fast forward it and you look up like how he all got in trouble and what happened with Leon and Jeffrey, they were ordering Russian models. That's what they was said, on these court cases. Well, fast forward to Adam Aron, who, by the way, has worked as a senior director at Apollo Global Management as well. So he worked under Leon Black and Josh Harris and Mark Rowan. Adam Aron has run numerous companies owned by Apollo. So the ties are there. He actually worked for the 76ers, who's owned by Apollo Global Management, Josh Harris. Adam Aron has run Norwegian Cruise Lines, owned by Apollo. He's also been the CEO of Vel Resorts, run by Apollo. And he runs AMC right now, who was the parent company of AMC in 2001, 2004, all the way up until they went public, Apollo as well. So plenty of ties to Apollo here. But it was the court case when Adam Aron gets brought up, he's getting extorted out of money from someone. And I always ask you, how did it happen? Like, how did this person from New York, this one random lady who's already out of jail, by the way, she only did 11 months. How did she get his number? How'd she get his phone number? But she started messaging him saying, hey, send me some nasty pictures. Send me this. And of course he did. And he goes, oh, you remind me of this Russian model that I knew. As she was into the ballet. She was 17 in these pictures that they were sending. So he likes the younger Russian girl. Look, Adam Aron at the time is 68 years old. So yeah, I have a problem when you're texting and sexting someone 50 years younger than you. And this has all been shoved under the rug. Like, nobody talks about this. But I have more questions because it was stated in there, a Russian ballerina, a Russian ballet, or a Russian model. He's ordering one too? I mean, he's hooked up with one before? So everybody's admitting to having these sexual relations with these Russian girls. These Apollo guys are doing it, and they're all Apollo guys. You know, Leon Black and Jeffrey Epstien and Adam Aron. It's just too much coincidence for it to happen. If it gets swept under the rug like nothing happened here, or he was just getting, blackmailed, and that's how they approach it. Nah, there's more to it, guys. There's more to it, and there always will be more to it, because I look at guys like Thomas H. Lee, who was also on the board of directors at Vail Resorts. Thomas H. Lee, who has done billion-dollar deals with Apollo and Carlyle Group and Blackstone and the rest of private equity. Thomas H. Lee was a billionaire, and he killed himself in his office. I ask those questions. I ask, why? Why are billionaires committing suicide? What do you have to worry about other than news getting out? And when they asked, to go back onto Leon Black, they asked him, how did you meet this Russian model? He actually put it on to a dead guy. He said, oh, well, so-and-so introduced me, Dan Engel. And they're like, Danny Engel introduced you guys. Dan Engel's, he's the guy who got all the hot girls at the Drexel parties, at the Milken Institute parties. Hey, Milken Institute just had their summit last night or last weekend. So pretty crazy. Pretty crazy when you start looking at everything, how it's all correlated. So I ask you, Adam Aron, when are you going to come out and answer the truth about your infidelities, sleeping with Russian models and not your wife? And you get this whole lot of extra life you're living. But Leon Black was paying people. He was paying everybody off. Millions and millions and millions just to stay out of jail and stay out of trouble and keep everyone quiet. And you didn't want to pay $300,000, and that opened up this can of worms. I don't know, man. Hey, Leon Black, that guy is worth $17, $14, $15 billion right now. So he paid $150 million to Epstein. He paid just that much just to keep people quiet. That's what I've been paying attention to. Somebody dig up the bones, guys. Go into the closets, get the word out. I want to know what's really happening at Apollo, or what did happen. Peace.